Hey guys, welcome back to Puck Talk. Today we'll be talking about the Erik Karlsson trade rumors since he has requested a trade from San Jose. So let's get into it. What do you guys think?
I think he's going to Pittsburgh.
I think
I
that's his
feel
only
like,
option.
yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of people are gonna say. Like we knew, like earlier this week, like last week we had a bunch of teams, Carolina, Seattle, Leafs, Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
But Carolina got D'Angelo, and the Leafs and the Kraken aren't really like the Leafs don't have any money, and the Kraken I feel like they're just gonna back off due to the price. And
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, I think they're gonna make that big move, to get them past the first round finally, since they haven't been past the first round in like 6 years.
Yeah, that's true. Haven't they lost to like teams that made it really far though? Like
They lost to like
they
the
lost to
Rain,
Rangers the year
they
before.
lost to Rangers, they lost to Islanders,
Yeah, when they made
and
it, and
yeah,
they lost to Canes too. So they lost to teams that made it really, really far. So
yeah, but
maybe
like conference finalists. So I mean, that's okay. But still, like they had a 3-1 lead over New York
yeah,
2022.
that's true.
So
They didn't finish it off, so
Now, what do you think they give back for Erik Karlsson? I don't think they
I feel
give too
like it
much.
has to be a couple of firsts and
Really.
like yeah,
like
at
something
least
substantial for
But like,
Carlson.
no, you think about it. Pacioretty got traded for nothing last season, right? Like Blake Wheeler signed for nothing. I think these old guys aren't worth as much anymore because of how like low the cap
yeah,
is.
but like those
But
two
like
guys didn't have 100
considering
points.
what Carlson
That's
just
true.
did this last season as
A
well.
couple first though. I don't know if you're right. I don't know if it makes sense for Pittsburgh to move on from that.
I feel like Kyle Dubas is just gonna do it, to make it like happen. But yeah, if I was the Sharks, I would be demanding a lot for Carlson.
Like
But the
his
Sharks
value
aren't
is like as high as it's ever been.
the
That's
Sharks
true.
aren't willing to retain, which is really hurting his value, I think. Like if
And
they retained half, they could get a haul for him, like a lot.
yeah, I think Seattle and Leafs and those teams would still be in it if they retained half,
Yeah,
right? Getting a
if they
100-point
retain,
defenseman for 6.5 million.
yeah.
That's
Like
kind of
I don't know what they're gonna do with all that cap space when they're like retooling and like rebuilding everything.
yeah. I don't know if how the Pens are gonna have to move Petrie out too, right? Petrie card
Yeah,
they got to move quite a bit of cap out the other way.
yeah, like Petrie or Marcus Pedersen, those guys.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know. Like I feel like aren't Letang and Carlson like really similar players too? Like they're both offensive guys. Like I
what
don't know.
happens to Letang then? Does he move
Yeah,
down to second power play? We saw this with Burns and Carlson. It kind of messed with both of them.
yeah, they both didn't play as well as they like were. Carlson, I mean, Burns got a lot better in Carolina,
Yeah.
and Carlson obviously 100-point season. So I mean, I don't know how would Letang, sink into like a defensive role, or is he gonna like are they gonna be like two different units?
Yeah, I don't know. I think on paper the roster would looks really nice with him on there. I don't know how he really fits their style.
Thing is though, like I feel like Pittsburgh doesn't really need another defensive piece like Carlson, an offensive player. I feel like they're like defensive depth or like offensive depth was the one that was really holding them back.
Hmm.
Because like they and obviously their goaltending, Jari is wildly um inconsistent. So I feel like if they're paying such a high price for Carlson, why not go for like someone like Hellebuck, who does want that much money on a deal, but you're gonna be paying Carlson more than that anyways, if you do acquire him.
That makes a lot of sense to be honest. That logic makes a lot of sense. I think Dubas just loves getting the big player, you know? He signed Tavares like the first
Yeah.
season he was in Toronto.
Yeah.
He likes making his mark on the team. I do see the logic that, this is his one move. You gotta go big because you're not gonna win with this roster by making small moves, right?
Yeah.
I do see the idea, maybe Carlson pushes him over the edge, but I personally don't think that's the piece that'll make them win
Yeah.
a cup.
Because like they already had like the offensive guy in Letang. I mean,
Yeah.
how much do you need an offense? Like I don't feel like it's that big of like a change on the roster anyways. I mean, yeah, you'll get a couple more goals from the defense, but they'll also allow more goals too. That's just
Yeah.
the type of players they are.
I really like your Hellebuck logic. I like Tristan Jarry is the least clutch goalie in the league, man.
Real.
Any, any big game, his glove side disappears.
Yeah,
Like
and I mean, yeah, I get that you signed him to like an extension, but like if you didn't give him that money, you could have used that and paid like 3 million on top, as well as some assets to get like help. I feel like there could have been a better like move there rather than trusting Jari, who's shown that he's kind of like unreliable.
Yeah, he
he
ain't
did the
it.
Samsonov. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
I just said he ain't it.
Yeah. I mean, he did the Samsonov and Murray tandem in Toronto, right? Like, why not
Yeah,
just do that kind of thing in Pittsburgh too, instead of signing Jari? Maybe just
yeah,
pay
you could have
Pittsburgh
got
goalie.
like like and one like the experiment worked out. You got Samsonov who had a good season. He had a 919.
Yeah.
Murray is like a yeah like a casualty of war, I'd say. Bad
Yeah.
contract didn't really work out, but yeah, you got your goalie. So I mean, in Pittsburgh, like you could have gotten like a 1A 1B type thing, going, and that would have worked. But I don't think there were a lot of goalies on the market this year, were they? Like,
This year was a bit weaker, yeah.
I think like the best goalie in like on the market was like Freddie Anderson. He was signed by like the Canes like instantly too.
Yeah, but there was Hellebuck and Gibson available.
I don't know. Gibson hasn't been that good, but like Hellbuck, yeah. But Hellbuck is like your premier starter. Like he's a top five goalie in the league.
Yeah, I think he gives them more of a chance to win a cup than Carlson does.
Yeah,
Like
because I
Carlson
feel
might,
like
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Carlson might steal games. Hellebuck can steal series. You see, like,
Exactly.
yeah, like you can't. I don't know. It's putting a lot of like having two offensive defensemen with Carlson and Letang is putting a
Yeah.
lot of pressure on Jari, which I don't think he's capable of handling.
Like the only team in the past few years that has really made it to the finals without a really hot goalie has been the Avalanche, and that's because they had a ridiculously stacked roster.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like these finalists, Aiden Hill and Bobrovsky both were insane. Like past years have Vasilevsky, Braden Holtby, all these guys have been like good, like stellar goalie performances, and you really need that if you want to go far.
Are they hoping that Jari turns into Bobrovsky or Aiden Hill then? Because those guys were not supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
Is
I
that what
feel
he's
like
hoping for?
I feel like if Dubas is really hoping for that, then Carlson is not the defenseman you get to make your goalies look good
That is
because
very true.
he's gonna have an adverse effect on him.
I want to see that. I bet there's some advanced stats for it, but I want to see like how much Carlson actually helps because I know he gives up a lot defensively. People kind of ignored that side because he was on San Jose, right?
Yeah,
Like if he scores, if he gets your team 40 more goals and less than 30 more, is it really worth, you know, paying
yeah,
that much
like
money for that 10 goal differential? I don't.
exactly. Like it's tough to say. Like, will Carlson repeat that 100 point like season that he just had? Probably not, but I think Pittsburgh will be happy if he has like 70 plus.
Did they have anybody that can anchor Carlson, like a defensive defenseman?
Um,
No,
No.
I don't think so.
uh,
They
they
have,
have
they have
Graves.
Marcus Patterson.
They have Graves.
Oh, they have Graves now
They
too.
did get Graves.
That might be a good pairing, Carlson and Graves together.
Yeah, like they're both like big guys, so like Graves was signed, so that could be a pretty good pairing.
You get Carlson, Graves, Letang, Patterson. That's not a
Yeah.
horrible top four. I think they're
And then
capable.
like Ty Smith and whoever.
Yeah. And you get your mid like wingers at the front.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't love that move, but I don't like when I look at the move, I'm not like this makes Pittsburgh a contender, you know?
Yeah. I
That's the
feel
only
like
problem with this move.
yeah, like it's an okay move, but I feel like with the nature of some other teams there could have definitely been better.
Yeah, but like also I don't see how they could afford anybody better too. Like they're not gonna Jets aren't gonna trade you Hellebuck without an elite prospect back, and they have nobody.
Yeah.
They got nothing. They're not gonna take 2 first-round picks for him, you know? They want
Yeah,
something for sure, right?
obviously. But like the thing is, like I think they're gonna pay just as much for Carlson as they would have for Hellbuck.
Yo,
Both are really good. So I mean, I honestly this deal might just fall through, but like I don't even know what's gonna happen. Like it's all like very like clouded.
5 years ago or 5 years ago, yeah, this team would have been the best team in the league if they had this core.
Yeah,
But I think he's caught in maybe the nostalgia of it.
yeah. I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't think.
Crosby, Malkin, Gensel are still a very good forward core,
Yeah,
but like yeah, you have Jari and net, which kind of cancels that out.
And in the future too, like these guys aren't like maybe this works out next season, right?
Yeah.
Then you have like so many 33 plus players, right?
Pittsburgh is gonna have the biggest downfall that we've seen in a while, like Detroit levels.
Yeah,
I'm
Detroit
talking.
level.
Like that's how bad it's gonna be in Pittsburgh for a while
Yeah, that's true.
before they get themselves another generational talent. You know?
Yay! Another Sidney Crosby.
Lemieux, Crosby, and now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it for this video, unless you guys got anything to add.
No, I think we're good.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for watching, guys.